Oh, okay. Dean says, the wine lady was at the restaurant. We were all chatting. She was there with her boss. We were chatting about names. She wanted to know what Dino was short for, and I casually said, I only tell my full first name to people I really, really like. Oh. My boss told me later that he wanted the floor to open up and swallow him whole. Oh my god. That's like a cute flirty thing to do with somebody in like a restaurant that you're building a relationship with, though. My story we'll do while we're waiting for Starline to answer. Mine is really cute. So I was on a camping trip with my family, and I've mentioned a few times on stream that my...
Is this your embarrassing story?
No, different camping... I have all my stories are camping trips, so different camping trip. I was still about 4 or 5 years old. My grandmother speaks Spanish. She's Mexican. She's like a step-grandmother. What?
Clarification. Dino was the...
You were the manager at the restaurant. He was horrified.
That's awkward.
Hilarious. So I was about 4 or 5 years old, and my grandmother didn't want to teach me to speak Spanish because she was annoyed when I would sit with her and watch her telenovelas, and I would ask, what are they saying now? What are they saying now? What are they saying now? And she would make me go run up and down the hallway instead to get rid of my energy because she didn't want to teach me Spanish.
Yep, also because she wanted to be able to gossip around.
She wanted to gossip without me understanding. So she has 5 children, and she never taught any of them Spanish because her and her sister would gossip in Spanish, and they didn't want them to know what they were saying, which is dumb. So anyways, she taught me a few phrases to say in Spanish. Mostly, I picked them up when she was yelling at her dogs.
Oh, no.
Oh, she told me the story. Can you share that?
Yeah. So we were on a camping trip.
She told me
with
the story, too.
She was not there. We were on a camping trip, a big family camping trip with my mom and my stepdad and all of his relatives and our friends. And does it need to reduce to simmer, or does it boil for a certain amount of time?
Simmer.
Okay.
But we didn't put it all the way on simmer. We did like 2.
Yeah, I'll put it on like 2.5. And so we were on a camping trip, and across from this, there was an equally large group of people camping. Like, we probably have 30 people every time we go. And there was an equally large of people camping, but they were speaking Spanish, and I recognized the language, but I felt like they were being too loud. And so my little itty-bitty self starts shouting at them, "Cállate, perro!" Which means shut up, ugly dog, which was one of the only phrases that I knew in Spanish as I was like this bitty and 4 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And so I start shouting at them, "Cállate, perro feo!" And they just start cracking up. And my mom is like, I didn't know what she was saying. And then she called Grandma Ro, and she's like, what is she saying? And Grandma Ro starts laughing her ass off. And is like, oh no, she's telling them to shut up, you ugly dogs. That's what I tell my dogs when they're barking. So that's mine. Mortifying my parents.
That's amazing.
Twice, because she, 1, didn't know what I was saying, and 2, then learned what I was saying. I'm gonna eat a brownie now.
Okay. Adzu has answered the question.
I think it's grown enough.
I believe that is a big, thick.
Take the plastic off and throw it in.
Adzu says,
Oh yeah, with olive oil.
I don't remember how old I was, but I was fairly young. We were in France with family visiting Versailles for the first time, and while waiting in line for tickets, I pulled out a loose tooth.
$4.25.
So I'm just there, bleeding out of my mouth onto the polished marble floors of Versailles, and some stranger had to tell my mom. She was mortified, but I had a great time, and I got a black currant gelato while we toured the gardens.
That sounds great. That's incredible. All right, we need.
You bled in the Palace of Versailles.
That seems like that's a very like you should have superpowers or something from it,
or like just bougie.
That's probably the bougiest thing anyone in this stream can say they've done.
Dean says, "Oh my god." Starlight says, "Damn free gelato."
Yeah.
Was it free? Best reactions, yeah.
Well, it was free for Adzu because their mom probably paid for it.
Oh. Brush with olive oil. About 35 minutes.
You can smell the stinky cheese, but it smells so good. Better than the court of Marie Antoinette. They would legit poop in quiet corners instead of going to the toilet.
That's not okay.
Supersizers Go is a horrifying show. Yikes.
We gonna brush her.
I feel like we need to probably trim this paper, but do I care?
No, she'll be fine. She's beautiful. She don't need no trimming. She is pretty and sexy and lovable just the way that she is.
Right.
She smells wonderful.
Come over here.
It smells like stinky cheese, but in a good way.
But with garlic.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
no
sniff
good.
her. You sniff
I
her.
sniffed
She
that.
good. She gonna be yummy.
I don't think I've really accidentally mortified my parents, in all honesty. There's gotta be at least
You think it's
one
on
thing.
purpose?
You
What
never
if
do it on purpose.
It's mostly like little kid stories where you like the kid in Kindergarten Cop where he stands up and he's like, boys have penises and girls have vaginas. It's like that type of story.
Can you think of anything for me? 'Cause I'm struggling. I know that I've done mortifying stuff.
You're 5 years older than me. I don't
know, that's the problem, is I can't think of, like, either they haven't told me, or...
Also, these two are siblings, if you guys didn't know. They're
Yes.
siblings, and I'm dating this one, and this one's my best friend. So.
Yeah.
Which happened after
Still-
we met Adzu, like officially. We were like kind
Oh.
of thinking we were best friends, and then we talked for 6 hours on the drive back from Florida to North Carolina, and now it's
What's that?
official.
Here you go. You can read that, 'cause
Sorry, Jimmy.
I don't want to butcher
Oh,
the
it's better
pronunciation.
than screaming, "Hijo de gran puta!"
I know what puta means.
Like my friend's nephew. Apparently, he wasn't paying attention when his mom was screaming at the eldest son. Oh no!
As he says, well, now I have FOMO.
Oh, Adzu, then we have to go on a road trip together, and then you get to answer the question about what was terrible about it.
Yo. Can you tell the rest of the audience what that said? Or
I don't know if you can
want to
say it
whisper
on
it in my
screen.
ear?
It's basically like my son is a giant whore.
Ooh, spicy.
Add that to the quote list.
But in Spanish.
Hijo de puta is son of a whore. Hijo de gran puta is son of a whore, but the biggest whore ever.
Oh, son of the biggest whore. Yeah. I mistranslated that. I got all the words though.
Huh.
It's why I need to
Wait.
watch TV.
Wait, so hang on.
Ginny.
Now. Hey,
Nobody saw that.
I just processed that. The mother was saying to her eldest son, "You are the son of the largest whore."
Therefore, mom's a whore.
She's
The
insulting her.
largest whore.
That's. I guess it's like.
We did it! Point to me and Jay!
I guess it's
Hell
like calling
yeah.
him a son of a bitch, but he got slapped for that. Oh! His reply was, "Well, I'm your son," and he got
Good,
slapped.
good. And then he deserved that. But
Yeah.
did everyone see that Cheeto toss though?
I don't know.
Right in my mouth hole.
The only thing I could think of for Ben is that it's just horrifying for me and it's traumatizing for him is when he thought he killed me.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah. So as a child, Jay would just randomly pass out.
I think it's like syncope, but
She'd just pass out.
yeah. I would just go. Boop.
Yep. She'd take a little bump to the head. She'd fall like if she fell on the stair.
I got hit in the tooth with a jump rope once and passed out.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was the last time it happened.
Yep. Well, I was on a set of swings when I wasn't supposed to be. Apparently, I don't remember this, but apparently I was supposed to be in my room,
It's a little different.
Because there's no ginger.
and I'm swinging,
It's not fresh ginger.
and Jay's walking behind
Sniff it.
the swing set, and I swing back and I clock her,
It smells good still.
and she just
Yeah, it's the ginger.
falls. I immediately assume I've killed my youngest sister. I freak out. I run screaming for my parents, and then I proceed to hide in my room because that's what one does when they've accidentally killed their youngest sister.
You don't tell anybody.
Oh no! I admitted to the crime and then promptly put myself in timeout.
Alright, so here's why Jay is who she is. I had a babysitter drop me on the curb.
Who was that? That wasn't Virginia.
No,
No.
this was before her. This was when we were still on Cerebin.
Virginia was like when we were young. Well, when
You were
we
right,
young
Forrest.
kids.
I think my head hit the curb too. I used to just pass out as a child.
Possibly from the TBI. Traumatic brain injury.
Oh yeah. I tried to climb out of like a 3-story window.
That sounds like you. Were there people on the inside?
No, they were all out at Ben's birthday party.
That makes
You were
sense.
escaping.
I was. There was something else. I think I was dropped on my head another time. I passed out and hit my head a lot.
Mhm.
There was that time that Ben told me about that you almost died because you choked on a piece of meat and your dad had to do the upside down thing with you.
No.
He didn't do it upside down. He did
the
it
Heimlich, but it was... It was like already up here. He did that. He really did.
Let him think he saved your life.
He saved your life.
Remember that time I saved your grandma's life?
Why did I do that?
Yes.
She's
That
fine
was
now.
pretty impressive, honestly.
Well, I
she
would
was
say
choking,
she's fine emotionally.
and everyone
right
was
now, but-
like,
No, I didn't.
well, she's never been fine emotionally.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, she like choked and was like
Yeah.
doing this, and then ran outside, and we're like, what is she doing? So we get
Oh.
up to see what she's doing.
Oh.
Oh! Wait. Let
That's
me finish the
incredible.
story before we get excited. And so she runs outside, and we're like, what are you doing? So I go over, and she's choking, and Ben's like, and I was like, move, and I just, and then she spits it out.
Okay,
and that's
I was
it.
not. I was literally getting out the door and opening the door, and you rushed past me.
Because I know how to do the Heimlich. My dad's a firefighter and an EMT, and he told me how to do it.
You
You
jumped in.
belly button, you put your hand on the belly button, you make a fist, you roll it up, and you squeeze.
In North Carolina, you cannot graduate high school without learning CPR. We all know CPR.
I'm
too.
also
been a
currently
long time,
I am
but-
currently CPR certified.
Yeah.
Also.
You're currently. I'm not, but I know how to do it.
Because my job.
Anyways.
Okay, what was the O?
Oh, a joke Dean made.
Dean
What did he
said,
say?
I've choked on a piece of meat with a winky face, followed
Yeah.
by, and I'm vegan.
Oh! Point to Dean.
As he says, I also pass out randomly and have it in my head numerous times. One time it happened while I was getting groceries with my friends, and I had to sign paperwork saying I wouldn't sue the store.
Oh my gosh, that's him.
Oh, ooh. Do you remember when we were at the Mexican restaurant? in Boone?
Uh-huh.
there
Oh,
was-
okay.
yeah.
A second time I saved a life. We were at this Mexican restaurant in Boone. I really have to pee, so I need a break soon. Hey, Google.
Stop.
That was the 40-minute timer. The bread's already in. Okay, so we were at this Mexican restaurant in Boone, which is where App State is, which is where we went to school. And so we were
Who knows,
eating at this
sorry.
good place, and some kid, there's like 8 people at this table, and some kid like passes out. He falls
bunch
off
of
his
fresh-
chair.
Los or dos?
The good one.
No, this wasn't.
No, it wasn't either. It was the
Yeah.
good one. It was the dinky little,
It's like
sketchy looking, you walk in and you're like, this is good Mexican food place.
Yeah.
And it was the one near like Sunrise.
Yeah, that was it.
And so we walked in, because those were not good. I'm from Chicago and my grandmother's Mexican and I know good Mexican food.
As he
and-
says, yes, the hole in the wall.
Yes, that one. Thank you. And so there's this kid like falls off his chair and starts having a seizure
place was
on the
really
floor. It's
I
only
remember
for like
this.
5 seconds, but he has a seizure. And then he like gets up and his friends are like, whoa, and he's like, it's fine. And you can tell that he's like the friend that they just like
The French got
kinda-
a timer on the oven.
yeah, that they like kind of tolerate and don't actually like really, really love and care about. And so they just like think that he's like thinks that he's fine, and he gets back up in the chair and he's like, yeah, I'm fine. And me and Ben are sitting there and I'm like, are they gonna do anything? He just had a seizure on the floor of the restaurant. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, this guy's gonna die. I'm gonna have to give him CPR. It's gonna be awful. Like, I'm gonna have to save his life. I don't want to do this. Should we call someone? Like,
And
are they gonna do nothing? What kind of terrible friends are they? Like, thinking about this guy's whole life and how terrible it is. I'm also a therapist, and
And I turned.
like,
well,
oh my god, this
yeah.
poor kid is like the rejected of the friend group, and then feeling really bad about him and having a lot of feels. And so Ben and I are talking, and I'm just kind of like I can't stop looking at this guy.
And eventually, I'm just like, go tell them, go talk, like, just say something to them. Because
And I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna do it. So I get up and I was like, hi, excuse me, I'm really sorry to interrupt. Have you ever had a seizure before? And he's like, no, why? And I'm like, do you remember what happened a few minutes ago that you, like, why you fell on the floor? And he's like, no. And I was like, so you fell off your chair and you had a grand mal seizure, which means that you're laying on the floor and you're twitching? Is that something that's ever happened? Have you ever passed out? And he's like, no. And I was like, okay, you need to go to the hospital. And I look at all of his friends and make eye contact with every single one. And I go, and one of you needs to drive him because we don't know if he's okay to drive right now. So who's going to take him? And I just made awkward eye contact with every one of them because they had just ordered their food until they decided who was going to take him to the hospital. And then eventually somebody volunteered. He's like, I'll drive. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. Please, like, you know, like I'm like CPR certified. Like I don't know, like I, you know, have seen people have seizures before, and and it's a scary thing. Like, you need to go get checked out and make sure it's okay, especially if you've never had one before. If this is unexpected, you need to make sure that you're okay.
Y'all.
And they were like, okay. And so I, like, kicked them out of this restaurant because they weren't gonna go. Ugh.
They don't use Grand Mall anymore. It's Tonic Clonic.
At the time, it was Grand Mall. This was like 7 years ago.
Also, Dean said IDK adds you. The best Mexican in town is named Maria. She's really cool.
Oh, Dean, you're amazing.
Another point to Dean. 3 points for Dean.
Yeah,
Four.
it's
Is it
called
4?
a
I don't know.
tonic-
More points to Dean.
It's called a tonic clonic seizure is the current term, right? And then not to be confused with a gin and tonic seizure.
It sounds like gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Tonic clonic. Yeah, at the time it was Grand Mal because we had actually just had somebody have a Grand Mal seizure. I had a research assistantship in grad school, and we had somebody have one while we were doing the assessment on them. Luckily, it wasn't me; it was somebody else because I wouldn't know what to do. But because we talked through that situation and what they did and what they should have done, because that was like a unexpected thing you don't expect, is going to happen in research, and you don't plan for it, so you have to write about it in your project. And so we had to have like a plan of if this happens, you call the person who's running the research project, which was one of my professors. And so luckily I kind of like knew how to respond, and I was CPR certified at that point too, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think I had to be for that research project. So I've been CPR certified for like 8 years. But they keep changing like how many things and how many breaths, and I don't remember it anymore. I would have to call 911.
I know it's still the pay. It's the pay.
It's not, no, they keep changing how fast you're doing it, and basically what research shows now is the faster that you can do CPR, the more likely you are to save their life.
Huh. So instead of doing it to the pace of staying alive, do it to the pace of like...
Just as fast as you can do it, you're more likely to save their life. You need to get their heart
Why
beating.
is that?
And it's like, they keep changing it between like 30 and 45 pushes before you do a breath. And also they're going to puke on you, that's the fun thing.
Hey, some people are into that.
Well, because you're putting air into them, and some of it's going to go into the lungs, but some's going to go into their stomach, and it's going to force what's in their stomach out.
Benji's second toe is longer than his big toe, which
Yes!
according to my superstitious mom means that he'll not have to be subservient to anyone.
Well, that's a lie. I'm a very controlling person.
Very laid back.
Yeah. My second,
Now you know.
my second toe is not, it's shorter.
Heck yeah.
Mine's like either the same or
That's
shorter.
just the same
Really
like this.
close.
I also technically...
Shoes!
I also have...
My toes are round.
Which one?
today.
I've got semi-conjoined toes.
Those
Yeah!
ones right there.
Yeah, these two.
You want to go show them? Should we
No,
zoom in?
I
No,
think
that's-
you can
that's
get banned
Twitch,
from
TOS.
Twitch.
For showing feet, that's not a real thing. I don't think it's a real thing. I think we
I'd
looked it up.
rather...
I mean,
It's
same.
fine.
These two toes stick together.
The Statue of Liberty has your toes.
The Statue
Star
of Liberty
said-
has my toes. Heck
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I'm not Mexican. I don't understand the Maria thing. Do we really have to explain the joke to Star?
Starlion! You sweet summer child.
Dean said, like I said, I use my bossy behavior to cover the fact that I feel like this world is falling apart at the seams.
It is falling apart.
My second toe is in line with my big toe, I think.
Mine are in line.
Oh, maybe it's a little bit long. It's a
In
little
another
bit
life, I
longer.
could have been a foot
It's
model.
like this much longer.
No, dude.
You kidding me? But this...
You've got a lot of space
Molly
between your
could've
first
been.
and your last toes.
We used to, like, tell Molly
Or
she
sandals
should have been
a
a
lot.
foot model.
She has nice feet.
She has nice feet and nice calves.
But she's got the weird extra bone.
You know who
can't
would...
see
okay,
it.
Now, you know
Internal.
who would have been a good foot model?
Me?
My dad.
Oh my god, his fucking calves.
His calves are like...
So,
Okay.
you know How I Met Your Mother references,
Right, that's what I was just gonna bring up. Okay,
Mom is Lily to Marshall.
yeah, you guys
With
know
the
the
calves.
thing with the calves and Lily, and that is literally their mom and dad. Like, his dad has the calves out to here, and
My
his
dad's-
mom's like,
Alright.
My dad's
He's showing those
calves are like-
calves, and we're all like, ugh.
My dad's calves look like they're carved from rock.
They are
literally
huge.
are just...
And he has no hair because he wears tall socks. It's weird, yeah.
Okay. Boyne said you don't have to be Mexican to understand. Ooh, I have the weird extra
Starlion's
bone.
a baby, let them not understand.
Dean said, I have a weird extra bone.
Hey!
I have more fun questions for you. I picked out 2 more, but I really need to go pee.
Go pee.
So
We'll
you're
go pee and we'll
Jay and Benji are in charge of.
I'll come on camera for once.
I'll go off camera.
Ah,
No, I'll stay on.
that's hot. This is cooking more than it
Oh,
did
she's
last
pouting
time.
out there because.
Can I
Brandon's down
offer
with
one
the
of
bone.
you a hot, soupy pickle?
Pickle. Get your pickle.
Sorry, cornichon, however the fuck you say it.
Cornichon.
There's no D.
Uh,
Hey.
Adds you by the U in your scoring. Who are you talking about? Star says, I want one. U is Ash and Benji. One question for all of us from Dean.
Here's your 4 pickles.
Okay, hang on. So,
Do it.
one question for all of us. Given your druthers, what is a behavior that you wish would be taught in school so that everyone does it?
What the fuck does druthers mean?
I think that meant others. Druthers is in the
What does druthers mean?
yeah. Just to
I am-
clarify.
I was raised in the South in one of the lowest paid
Oh,
state
druther
educational
means personal preference.
paid things.
As you says, druther means personal preference. Given your personal preference, what is a behavior that you wish would be taught in school that everyone does it? Behavior-wise,
Patience.
I am back and I have washed my hands because I'm
honestly-
a responsible adult.
The common understanding that
rather.
that
Oh.
the base level employee is not the person at fault.
I think this
Behavior
ties
that
into
we
that.
wish would be taught in schools.
Money
Reasoning,
management.
Ben said reasoning.
which I guess ties into both of those.
Technically, reasoning can't really be taught in schools until college because your brain isn't done developing until you're 25, and you really have to have a hard time making good decisions when you're a child, and you just need people to control your environment.
The basic idea of being
wanna
able
get
to
this out.
listen to multiple sides of an argument
Okay.
and then make a determination based on that. Oh, as you says, tip your fucking server. The floor is dirty by the trash.
Is it?
Yeah, it's too
It's
soft.
onion peels.
Did you do the
Yeah.
Thank you for
Because
pointing that
I mean,
out
it's
now
got
because I'm going to be
portion. It's
paranoid.
gonna come out. It's the
It's
issue
not cold
is
enough yet. It's got to be the inside's got to be.
Thank you for pointing out our
no, it's the fact
our
that the
inequities.
sponge is soft, so I can't put it on my hand because of the way the pressure plates are. I don't think this is gonna solve the issue. You ready?
Oh, it's sticking a little bit. It's coming out there.
How many people does it take to
my
get
right
on
wrist?
this side.
My right wrist is sticking.
paranoid of what?
Ben,
Oh, what?
Ben,
What?
butter knife, please.
Yes.
This wrist is coming out. This wrist is
Yeah.
stuck.
Everything's smelling delicious.
We're gonna get to eat dinner soon.
You know, it says, what about this one? On an escalator, stand to the right, pass to the left. Thanks,
Is that your
because I
game?
thought it was my screen being
I was
gross.
nodding.
One was Duolingo. What? I'm confused now. Thanks, wait, Star, I missed it. When did you get 2 points? Oh yeah, the...
Still.
Hang on. Just let me pull the
scared.
Let me pull the parchment. Lift it up, starting with this corner by my eyeballs.
Traffic passes on the
yeah,
left.
Good. Okay. Done.
You match the speed
Very
on the
good.
right.
No!
Very. Okay. We lost the corner. Oh, and then she's.
I told you it's soft.
She's fine. She's fine. Look, you can't even tell. We're gonna frost her. Wait.
I
want to
tried
eat the
so
corner. I
hard.
want to eat her.
I want to eat this.
I want to eat this.
Careful about
You
straight
want
up.
that one?
I'll take this one.
Okay, I got half of her.
You got no chocolate. I just got all chocolate.
Oh.
Try this.
Wow.
It tastes like banana bread again.
Wow.
It's got have chocolate frosting on it.
Dean says, it's fine. Taste it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, pretty tasty, I suppose.
Want some?
I'm gonna have this bit that fell.
Do it. I'm sad that it broke all apart.
It's something you have two. It's something else, but I can look back and chat for it. Sorry if you missed it, Starlion.
Alright, let's look.
Dean says powdered sugar will hide a multitude of sins.
No, it's actually got chocolate frosting on it.
But
gotta
now I'm
make
wondering
that.
if we could do chocolate frosting with pepper on top of that.
We gotta make the frosting. Wow, Ginny is still going at that bone. I have another good question if everyone is ready.
That's Remy's.
Yeah, go for it.
Ginny finished hers off. Remy's.
I'm gonna look
That's
at
why Remy's hanging out here now. She's like, I'm not.
What's something you're proud of that not many people know about?
Guys, turn off the soup. It might over reduce.
We made this last week.
I'm gonna rely on Dino's.
We got 30 minutes still.
It's been on for 30.
It's only been on for 30 and it's supposed to reduce for 45, so it can have a little longer. Right, because we started them all at the same time?
Yeah. The veggies are getting clear, though.
Well, let's give it like 5 more minutes and check it again.
Yeah.
Should we make frosting for this?
Go for it.
We don't have the golden syrup. We're going to use cornstarch instead.
Not cornstarch.
Corn something, which is not the same thing.
Where is that? There it is. Alright, your oven light
Dino
just
says,
jack
if it's not the right salty, give it. If it's the right salty, keep it going. If it's not the right salty, give it more time.
That
It doesn't have salt and
It
pepper
says
in it yet.
taste it. It says
Oh, I
taste
see.
it.
I gotta put salt and pepper in it.
It doesn't have salt in it.
No, it's just the flavoring of it.
Let me taste it. I'm going to taste the part that doesn't have this pepper in it.
We know what it's supposed to
I'm going to
taste
rely
like.
on the person who is a restaurant manager.
But not the people
It's
who
pretty salty.
made it before I added salt.
No, I just tasted it before you added the salt.
Alright, well. We didn't add any salt or pepper to it yet.
I know, I tasted it before you put the salt in just now.
I understand that.
Okay.
I'm not arguing with
Also,
you.
music is stopped. Why is the music
Just
stopped?
Hey, Google.
saying.
Play. Play South of the Border on Spotify. Hey, Google.
It's
Play
it's
South
going,
of the
it's
Border. It wasn't going to stop. I'm watching it.
Sure, South of the Border by
No, it tastes good.
Here it is
It
on
did start.
Spotify.
It wasn't going.
Since I'd say most people know what I'm proud of. Dino says, so to be honest, I'm not proud of much, but I have entire chunks of Julia Child and Two Fat Ladies memorized. That's impressive. That's good stuff.
Can I do that with Airplane? That's my only claim to fame.
What?
I have parts of Airplane memorized.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I know something not a lot of people know.
Yeah?
My whole art stuff.
Your art stuff, and you
Like-
run the 8-bit Twitter, and
Everybody knows that because I told everybody.
well, yeah.
That is like a knockoff, less competitive.
I feel like you do a lot of background stuff for 8-bit.
Dino can quote the shows as they roll out and while they're on the TV. That just makes me happy.
Jay does a lot of really important stuff for the 8-bit community, which is exclamation point 8-bit. We, Ben and I are ambassadors for that community. It's over 1,000 people. It started with the Minecraft server, and now it's expanded to a lot
He's super
of
supportive.
other people as well. And
Put up with a lot of crazy stuff.
she's
I'm a
best
real
friends
life
with the
support
people
character.
who own it.
Yeah.
And so she